exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy, and this is another special Monday haul video, and this time we are heading off to the Poconos. Have a picker down in that area. He picked some really good stuff for me, but he said I had to go pick it up. He'd meet me part of the way down there, so we're heading on off. Got a long weekend. Really good stuff at a really good price, so really can't wait to meet him, because I've been dealing with him for years but never actually met him. Been message and email and all that sort of thing forever. Told him to bring some surprises, and I was bringing a little extra money if there was any room left in the Rogue, so we shall see. Don't know how much of the Rogue is going to be taken up by the stuff. I'm looking around going, I'm thinking Mrs. Papergoy might have to carry some stuff in her lap. Who knows? We shall see. So we're going to check back in as we get really close to the hotel. And tomorrow is the meetup day, so we'll see you then. And here we are heading over to Syracuse. I wonder where prime time is right about now. It's a Friday afternoon. Maybe if I make a left turn, I'll head over to his house. I have no idea whatsoever. Should have called ahead. Somehow I think he changed the locks or put the blinds down and act like he's not home. So yeah, we're about an hour into the trip. Good trip so far, and we're gonna head on down 81, and beautiful scenery on down through that way, down to the Binghamton area and into the Poconos. So should be a lot of fun. Papergoy here, and we made it down to the Poconos. It's actually really beautiful back there. Really cozy, cute little hotel room. Really nice. I'm going to be meeting the gentleman tomorrow. Had to deal with a bit of inclement weather on the way down. Basically, I'm on soon. I am going to say this about the southern tier area of New York State. We went over to Syracuse and headed down 81, which is fascinating to anybody not from this area. And then we headed on into Pennsylvania. People do not know how to merge. It's just amazing. I mean, people slow down at the end instead of if they had maintained speed. Oh, I was losing my temper left and right with the driving, just because nobody knew how to drive. Couldn't see anything with the rain and the road spray and everything, but we made it down here. Directions were really good. Place is really neat. I'm going to go out to a nice dinner after this, and just wanted to give you a quick little view. And just pass this for work in my world. Papergoy back, and you just saw a little bit of stuff that I picked up over there, and I got it from one of my main sources over here. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, hello there, everybody. I'm Craig, and I run an ephemera page on Facebook called the Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera.
We've been dealing for quite a while now. He lives over in this area. He drove up, nice enough to drive up over here and hand deliver all that stuff. I want to give the people just a quick little oversight of what it was they just saw in the back of my truck.
Yeah, David purchased some oil paintings from me and some original sketches from DeGroot. DeGroot was what's his first name?
Jack.
I totally forgot. Mr. DeGroot was he was a artist. He was a sketch artist for Hanna-Barbera. He did stuff for Jack and Jill magazines, kids magazines, New Yorker magazine, and a few other magazines. And these were original oil works that he did and signed, and they're about as rare as they can be. I don't think I've ever seen them anywhere else on the planet.
No, I did after you had mentioned that you had picked them up, I did do a search on it. Pretty much the only things that came up were some of his illustrations for Jack and Jill, the covers.
Yeah.
Other than that, really not much else came up on him whatsoever.
Yeah, Lee DeGroot was a very elusive guy. He wasn't in the spotlight, like a lot of these other illustrators were. He kept to himself. He did what he did as a living, enjoyed it, and retired in Philadelphia and just did his oil paintings and did some markets with the oil paintings, and he just lived his life and did his art. And now you have it.
Now I have it. Now everybody out there can get it as well. If you don't mind going into just a couple of quick minutes of, you basically do full-time hustling at this point?
I'm a full-time hustler. I like the way you put that. Yeah, my wife would call it something different, but yeah, I chase the paper. I chase the paper. I chase the ephemera. I chase the antiques. I go to multiple auctions a week. Once a week is not enough. I do an auction, if not 2 auctions a day, chasing. I don't do a lot of picking like people think I would, or some guys do. I don't do a lot of people's. I don't go cold cocking or knocking on doors. Say, hey, can I buy your stuff? I just think that's not the way to go about things, especially when they greet you sometimes not so. They don't want you around. I usually have people come to me word of mouth, networking, friends, just other people in the business, and we deal. Go to auctions. Auctions is where it's at if you want the competition part of it. I just don't go out and do a lot of picking unless you say, hey, I've got a house, come and find some gems.
Well, it sounds like what he's saying here is the same thing that I've been saying as well. I don't think there's anything more important than this. Well, there's a couple of really important things. Obviously, honesty, consistency are very, very important. But I think beyond that, I think one of the most important things, which I think you're supporting my contention, is networking.
You have to network.
Anything that tops networking.
You have to network. You have to take care of the people in your network. Hopefully they will take care of you. It'll reciprocal. You've got to take care of those who take care of you. Word of mouth is real good because I've had people come out of the woodwork saying, hey, so-and-so told me about you and you buy this. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't even realize so-and-so knew that I did this. So, yeah, networking is a plus. If you don't network, you're shot.
And I think another thing, and you can either back me, which would be great for the channel, or you can completely shoot me down, which is even better for the channel. One of the big things that I always stress to people is, if you got your sources, always buy from them, continuously buy from them. Don't try to beat them down on the price all the time. I mean, occasionally, if they're just way out in left field and something they want 500 for, you can sell it for 300. Flops is going to be 500.
Right.
But otherwise, just buy from them consistently so they know every time they see you that you're good to buy something from them. A lot of times when I go to the flea markets, I buy from people, I'll buy an item or two I don't even really want, just throw a couple bucks their way so they continually remember me.
Sometimes it's better to break the ice and overpay for something just so you know that the person you're buying from knows that you're going to take care of them. Overpay for something, don't do it all the time, but let them know you're willing to break that ice and you're willing to make a deal. And if they're level-headed and fair, they'll cut you breaks. That's what I have found in my experience.
And the other thing that I've said, and obviously you can't overburden yourself. I mean, you and I and everybody out there only has so much money, you've only got so much time, only so much room. But if they come to you with 100 magazines or 100 comic books, and they say, I want $100 for them, and it's not an outrageously terrible deal, don't go through to try to cherry pick the 2 out you want and go, you get $2 for these 2. Because guess what? Next time you got 100, they're not bringing it to you, they're bringing it to the guy that would just buy it.
In my experience, David, it's always best to buy the entire lot. Take the good with the bad, and don't leave them, because they know you're going to leave them with the junk. Just buy everything. It's always better to buy everything, get rid of what you don't want, sell the rest, make your money, or pass it along, whatever you got to do. Just buy the entire collection. People will respect that more rather than you coming in and robbing them with a pistol and a handkerchief over your face. Just buy everything. Just offer to buy everything.
That is true. So before here we were talking, he's got an entire barn full of stuff he's trying to peddle to me, so I don't really know about that. Mrs. Paperboy, the camera woman, is just really ecstatic about it. I told her she's going to be getting a nice little workout over there, carrying stuff for us. So I do want to thank you for your time. It's great. I know we're going to be doing future dealings. Why don't you tell everybody out there again where they can find you?
You can find me Sundays, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 to about 5 every Sunday. The group is called the Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera Group. It's a private group, so if you're on Facebook, you have to search that group out or you're not going to find it. and you must be a member to join, to sell and buy. It's always free to buy and sell on there. We welcome you.
Now, how would they become a member?
All you got to do is click request to join, and you'll be joined.
Now, what kind of difficult tests?
If we don't like you, we'll kick you out.
What kind of difficult tests do you do?
We don't give them tests.
Oh,
we don't play games with people. I mean, if basically the people who know about this page are the people that we want to know about this page, it's not open to the public. If you're in the business, if you buy, sell, trade, you deal, collect, whatever it is, we want you there. And if we find you and we see that you're, I hate to use the word worthy, but if we want you there, you'll be there. If we don't want you there, you won't be there. But like I said, it's just not open to have 5,000 people in there that don't participate. We want quality buyers and sellers and people who want to learn about the products that are bought and sold on there.
Yeah, and he was nice enough to buy Mrs. Papergoy and I dinner.
It's a tax write-up. Come on.
There you go. And so what I'm going to be doing as well is I picked your brain for probably 45 minutes to the point he was rolling his eyes saying, "Shut up, Papergoy, shut up."
This is not true.
That happened after 15. But he's given me a lot of tips on exactly how to set up the sale. And so I will be doing sales on there as well. I just have to, after I start doing the whatnot, I will be going on that site as well. So I will drop links in once I start going as well. So hopefully you all follow me over. Hopefully you buy from Craig. Good guy, stand-up guy, always treated me absolutely perfectly. And you'll see you next video. So we just got back from the Poconos and wanted to show you all the things we got. So the gentleman, Craig, that you'll see in the video, had picked up this stuff from the estate, and he had featured all of the stuff, and one item jumped out at me. He was showing all of the paintings, and this painting right over here jumped out at me. I found that absolutely hilarious. It's actually, I didn't know this at the time, but on the back it is called Ego Trip, and you will see this on our Whatnot videos and that sort of thing. In fact, this is my profile picture on Whatnot, and I saw that, and so he was showing the various paintings, and he said, "How much?" Or I asked him, I said, "How much for that one?" He said, "Let me make you a deal on all of them that you can't refuse." And I said, "Okay," and he gave me the price. And so we went up there and picked it up, and then I bought some other stuff from him as well that I came and picked up. The other stuff, which I think is really, really neat, is this entire thing full here of original artwork by Lee DeGroot that he had handed into various magazines. Mulligan looks confident tonight, and he's sitting there reading a newspaper when he's all set to battle and all that sort of thing. So just really neat things, and it is original art. Boxing themes, there's some baseball, there's some golf, there's just a lot of neat things. So if you have an opportunity to get into an estate with original art like that, especially from a published artist, you definitely want to do so. Now, I know exactly what you're asking me or saying. Papergoy, what were these paintings that you drove 4 hours each way to get, and you just absolutely had to have, and you're probably asking the same thing that Mrs. Papergoy asked. How the heck are you going to ship them? And I haven't figured that part out yet. But I wanted to show you what we got, just a general idea. And a lot of them, he did two different kinds of styles of art. He did this kind of style of art, which is kind of like what he had on the Jack and Jill covers, the wide eyes and all that kind of thing. And on the smaller paintings, like the Ego Trip, that size paintings, the artist himself was asking $175 a piece. You get into the larger paintings, he was asking $450 a piece. So, pretty neat, but something or other like this just jumped out at me. Now, somebody is going to want this. It almost looks like it's like a 3D effect, but it's not. It's painted like that. And Papergoy is a very logical person. He has no idea at all how you would possibly do something like that, how you would possibly think of something or other like that. It's just really, really interesting and amazing. And then you've got the realistic ones, like this one over here with skiing, and so on as you go through them. That one, I don't even know what that is. I'll have to read the back to see what that is. Another painting that I couldn't ever do in a million years. And then you're into the ones like that over there, having fun dancing with the top hat and everything. More of that really weird kind of artwork like that with a ice skater on it. A really nice football one over here. which again is the largest one of the whole bunch, and I have to figure out exactly how we're going to ship that one out when I finally do get around to listing and selling it. And then we've got a few more of them over here. Like I said, there were 26 paintings in all. Got them over here. Got to figure out how to get them listed. You've got a tennis one. You've got a golf one. Looks like skydiving. That's really another one of those neat ones like that. Something that I'm not sure what it is. I have to read the back to see that one. And so on. Really nice one. Mr. Magazine saw this one and said that looks for all the world like it's Brett Hall. I don't know, but it's pretty neat. You know, obviously, well, the gentleman made his living doing paintings, so he obviously had a fair amount of talent. The wedding ring, it looks like, or the engagement ring, with the hearts coming off of it. And looks like he may be having a few second thoughts over there at the wedding. And at least now he has a job. I've often played the world's smallest violin. He's playing a much larger, well, it's a bass, I guess. You got Humpty Dumpty. You know, these I can ship without any problem whatsoever. You've got the bees. Not the killer bees, that's something different. You got looks like a piano bar lounge singer. That one will definitely sell. Somebody will definitely want that for their men's cave. It's upside down, but it's pretty neat. It's a race car one, almost like an Evel Knievel kind of race car type one. That relationship's gonna last a long time. At least they're both in love. Just happens to be with themselves. Couple of giraffes, so this is reminiscent of what he had on the fronts of the Jack and Jill. A couple of elephants, same type deal. I'm sensing a theme. Seventh Heaven, there we are, up there. And I believe this might be the last one over here, which is pretty neat, and they're happily in love as well. So, like I said, you know, definitely a couple of different types there. You've got the cartoony kind of Jack and Jill ones, and then you have the realistic ones. Picked them up at a good enough price that when I do, bless you, when I do get around to listing them all, they should sell pretty well. If you see anything in there that you happen to like, by all means reach out to me. They all will be for sale at some point, other than the ego trip one, because Paperboy needs that one. We all need a little ego trip now and then. So, but I did definitely want to show you what I drove that far for. Isn't the kind of thing that I generally deal in, but when you have an opportunity, you definitely have to take it. And the deal was right, and it definitely was something neat and something or other. As you've witnessed over the past year and a half, I've been trying to get into artwork as well. A lot of it is the cartoony style, so the gags work perfectly for it. So spent a little more money than I like to spend, but it was a good deal. I knew it was. Mrs. Paperboy and I just had a wonderful time in the Poconos, and now we have a wonderful time having these all over the living room. So we will see you next video.